Hey everybody, welcome again to our hashtag holistic health initiative. Today we shall be talking about introduction to environmental awareness with Nomalungelo Khumalo. And as usual, I am wearing myself. If you are interested in the earrings, check Beacon of Light Craft on every social media platform. But then today, we're going to be talking about introduction to environmental awareness. April is Environmental Awareness Month in our hashtag holistic health program. So while we wait for Norma to join us, wow, I wish I had viewership right now, because I'd be saying that what would you love to learn about environmental awareness, and your input would be included to the next guest topic to tackle. But right now we've got no viewership, so let's just wait for Norma. I don't have any music. I would be playing music now, but let's wait, baby. Let's wait for Norma to join. No. Alright. Wait patiently, but don't worry, on Facebook and YouTube you are going to get an edited version. There won't be any waiting. But right now let's just wait. We may be having technical difficulties, but it's fine. Let's patiently wait. Yay, at last. All right. Okay, don't worry. We just have to be patient a bit for you to actually end up showing up. We just have to wait. Instagram and TikTok, as long as you're here, but don't worry, as long as you're here. Now I can see you. At least now I can see you. Hi, Noma. So we just have to wait until it actually kicks in, because wow. Alright, now we have Norma on our live, but then Instagram is busy with its shenanigans. We're waiting for her to be able to appear. Let's wait, patiently wait. Pride it's worth. If you are seeing the invite, can you please accept the invite? I'm also seeing your request. I'm accepting it, but then with Instagram, we have to patiently wait. It's a mess. So okay. Yes, I see a request. Okay, there we go. Hi. It's not connected. Hey, woohoo! At last, at
I
last.
can't see you.
No, don't
I
worry.
can't
That's
see you.
Instagram and it's drama.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes, good.
Thank
Welcome.
you so much. Thank you for having me.
How are you? Hey, we truly
I'm
appreciate
good. How do you
having
do?
you. We appreciate having you. We appreciate having you. So, can you just introduce yourself? Who are you? Why are you here? Just tell us about yourself. And why do you feel like you have to cook us in this subject matter?
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. Go, go,
Um,
go.
all right. My name is Nomalungelo Khumalo. I was with should I call you Pumpkin?
Obviously.
Okay, Pumpkin. I was with Pumpkin at school, so I'm excited to be here. I am a lecturer at Emergency Medical Rescue College, but under the Occupational Safety and Health Department. Most of the courses I'm taking, they're in environmental management. So I think there's a lot we are going to learn today. There's a lot of maybe will benefit even from the viewers at home. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here and to actually see a familiar face. It's been a while. It's been a while, Pumpkin.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you for having me.
Yay. Woohoo. Thank you, babe. So today, can you just take us through the introduction to environmental awareness? Just make us aware, enlighten us, enlighten us. I'm going to mute
Okay.
myself right now. You cook it. Don't leave us medium rare. Just cook us, cook, literally.
Okay.
Yes, I'm muting myself.
Let me. Okay, thank you. Let me just start off by saying that just a recap, maybe for most of us, that the environment involves living and non-living objects. We live in the environment. We depend on it for survival. We depend on the water. We depend on land and air. Development also means meeting the needs of the people. Now, while we are meeting the ever-growing need, we find ourselves putting pressure on the environment. And then when the environment now cannot uh, replace its resources, it then causes a serious problem of environmental degradation. If we use our environmental resources beyond their limit of replacement, we might, for an example, underground water. If we use underground water beyond its limit of replacement, we might find ourselves losing it and uh, not having that resource anymore. So I think it is very essential. There's a great need to create awareness, especially when it comes to environmental protection. Of course, there are initiatives, national and international, that are speaking to protection of the environment, but I really think it's a responsibility of every citizen to use the environment with care and to protect it in a very, using it in a very sustainable manner so that even future generations are able to use the very same resources we are needing. So it is a crucial matter. There is a lot that is going on. I mean, there's pollution, there's climate change, and what we need to understand is most of this environmental degradation or these environmental issues, they are caused by human activities. Well, we do have natural causes, such as maybe volcanoes and earthquakes, but the primary contributor to the problems we are facing now, environmental degradation, it's because of human activities. So there is a great need to create awareness when it comes to the protection of the environment. Thank you. Thank you.
No, just go on. Cookers. Just don't be afraid. Just cookers. Everything we need to know about this environmental. I'll be listening. I'm looking at myself right now. I'm listening to you, dear lecturer.
Okay. Okay. Let's then speak about what are environmental issues. So, environmental issues are caused by human activities that actually have a negative impact on the environment. So, you have your pollution, you have your climate change. Those are environmental issues. So much as we are growing in population, there's a demand, industrialization is too much, there's overpopulation, there's urbanization, all these things and get to deplete the environment. And then that's why now we are facing challenges like climate change and most of our activities that emitting toxic gases, greenhouse gases, which are gases that actually involve gases like carbon dioxide, which actually trap heat on the Earth's surface, and then there's too much temperature, there's too much heat, and then this can also lead to a lot of heat-related diseases such as skin cancer. Air pollution can lead to respiratory diseases. So the impact we can try as the human race to reduce. One thing that we need to understand is that so long as you are going to tamper with the environment, so long as you're going to change the environment, you cannot touch the environment and not change its state. So changing the natural state of the environment is tampering with the environment. Now we are saying whatsoever human activity that you're doing, ensure that you limit the negative impacts. And then if there are negative impacts that can maybe result from that, you can maybe try to find ways to minimize the impacts, trying to ensure that whatsoever you're doing, whatsoever development or whatsoever practice that you're doing, we are doing it in a very sustainable manner. So like I was mentioning that there are a lot of health reasons or human health impacts that come with the ruins of the environment itself. I made an example of respiratory diseases. We have waterborne diseases. Like I said in the beginning, that we so much depend on these environmental resources. So if you tend to pollute, say for instance, water, and then we have our daily needs of actually needing water for consumption, maybe even for industrial activities. If we then come to exposure of actually consuming that water, then you find that we are going to have a lot of diseases. And then also environmental issues can also maybe tamper with the economy. Since we know that one of the impacts is climate change, you find that now we have challenges. We're not that much productive, especially when it comes to agriculture. Maybe we're receiving even acid rain and it's destroying our infrastructure. And then you find that also our livelihoods and our communities, sometimes people then change to leave one area and go to another because maybe there's just so much drought. I mean, in Eswatini previously, we experienced El Nino drought, whereby we had a lot of livestock dying. There was, water. There was less water that was available. Rivers were burned because there was just too much heat. So you find that also our livelihoods are affected by these impacts of climate change, so that people have to move from one place to another. Food insecurities, because we can no longer receive much rainfall for our agricultural activities. And then it then calls for each and every one of us. Like I said, it is a responsibility of every citizen to try and protect the environment and use it in a very sustainable manner. So each and every individual can take it upon themselves to ensure that whatsoever activity they do pertaining to the environment, they do it in a very sustainable manner. So we know we have policies that are in place speaking to environmental issues. I mean, for an example, we have the issue of plastics. We have the environmental authority that is actually have this promotional programs. Pata Sako now, I think we have noticed now in our local supermarkets and local grocery stores, they most of them no longer use plastics. So it's one initiative that is trying to maybe deal with land pollution. There's so much pollution, especially when it comes to plastics, because we all know that plastic is a non-biodegradable material. So as individuals, we can also try to reduce our carbon footprint. By carbon footprint, I mean these involve all the activities that you do that actually contribute to the emission of carbon or any greenhouse gas. So at individual level, what we can do, start like in our day-to-day livelihoods. You can start for an example, vehicles, they emit nitrogen oxides, carbon monoxide, which is the burning of fossil fuels containing incomplete combustion of fossil fuels containing carbon, and then it releases carbon monoxide. So instead of using maybe your personal vehicle, you can choose to walk if it's within a short distance, or bike if you have to, and also do carpooling. Like if you're coming from one household, you can use one car instead of each one using their individual cars. That will actually help in actually limiting the emissions of these toxic gases. And also maybe you can try to have your public transport. In our households, we can maybe opt using a shower and make sure the showers, we take shorter showers than using the bathtub, because it uses a lot of energy to actually heat up the water. Making sure appliances are switched off if we are not using them. And especially, okay, this is especially for the youth. One thing that we can also do as individuals is keep on educating yourself about environmental protection, educate others about environmental action. There are organizations in the country that are actually trying to sensitize or bring awareness, or even doing public education in issues of the environment. As the youth, you can join these organizations. For example, we have FEMISA. It's one organization led by the youth. The environmental activists, so you can just join that and fight together as young people. And it also goes to actually community level. As communities and local communities, we have these environmental issues. In my own community, we have a own. So you can start, they say charity begins at home. So you can also start there as a community, identifying all these environmental impacts that you're experiencing at community level. Try to come together as a community and see how maybe you can best change your non-sustainable practices into more sustainable ones, and also seek guidance from these organizations that are into environmental, that are into environmental protection.
Sorry,
Yes.
Noma. Sorry for disturbing. Just 2 seconds. Your mic. Can you please put it at a perfect angle? Sometimes I'm inaudible.
Sorry.
You're sometimes inaudible. Can you make your mic like at a certain angle of some sort? I don't know what. Oh.
Okay.
Okay,
Mm.
check.
Oh, I'm just trying to get my phone stable.
Perfect.
Is it okay enough? Can you hear me?
Amazing. I'm muting myself now. Bye bye. Go.
Sorry?
I'm muting myself now. You're perfectly audible now. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Go, go, go. Yes, yes. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, so I was speaking on what can we do as a community to try maybe and decrease our carbon footprint. So I made an example of coming together, identifying all those environmental issues that you're experiencing in your local community, come together, seek out, maybe you can even go to the Inkundla, and then they will assist you probably in connecting you to the rightful organization that are actually dealing with environmental pollution. With the passing time, it is pretty clear that industrialization and urbanization will continue to grow. So what we can do is just to try and change the way we do things. I mean, use the environment in a more sustainable manner, such that future generations are able to use it. So I'm not sure if I should. I'm seeing a question here.
Nah, that's mine. I just wanted to finish and then I'll read it out loud.
Yes,
Go.
I'm okay. I'm done. Yes, I'm done now. I'm
We're
okay.
okay now.
Yes.
Amazing, amazing. I think I learned so much. I learned a lot today. Okay, I don't see any questions in the audience except my questions. Okay, I don't know. Should I ask them together? I have just two questions. Should I ask them together to go or one by one?
Okay. I see one here on the screen.
Okay. And you're talking about mine.
Sorry.
And you're talking about my question.
Yeah, it's your question. Yes, it's your question.
Okay, can I
Also,
read
this is
out
one of
loud because I wrote
your
notes
questions.
as notes? Okay, the first one is how do I minimize the impacts as an individual? But then you've already answered that one towards the end, so I think we're good. The fact that we have to try carpooling, try public transport. Let's stop the stigma around the fact that people who are using public transport are poor or I don't know, less accomplished. I don't know, but if we can just break the stigma around the fact that people using public transport are that, instead try to make it look amazing of some sort, look wowy and be like, oh, using public transport, that's amazing, you're saving the environment, woohoo, right? So I feel like that's another thing. So my second question was, are all droughts and floods due to environmental degradation by human beings? Like, is it can you try to make us some sort of a percentage that maybe, oh, okay, 10% of droughts and floods are caused by maybe natural causes, or maybe, yeah. Can you try to just clear that up a bit?
Okay, so there were glitches, so I didn't quite get the question. But I think what I got that you are speaking of droughts, but I didn't quite get it clear. Would see what was the question.
Okay, good.
Can you come again,
Let's see.
please?
Am I audible now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. I was asking if droughts and
Uh-huh.
floods are they 100% caused by human, what? How can I call this? Human negligence. Yeah. Or
Okay.
maybe 90% of the time they are caused by maybe natural causes. How can you percentagify it?
Okay. I must say the environment in its natural states, we do experience different weather patterns. So we do have our rains, we do have our winds, we do have our temperatures, high and cold, high and low. But basically, the fact that now we are experiencing a drastic change. If you would recall, I don't know if you would recall, back in the day, we had the seasons. We knew which months the seasons were coming. We were definitely sure about that. But now the seasons have changed. Now sometimes we have longer winters. Sometimes winters have a lot of rains. One time in Babane, it was I think it was the hours of after lunch, 2 to 4 o'clock after lunch. So there was a lot of rain. It was just falling down. It was thundering, and at the same time there was sunlight. It was hot, and then everyone was just confused with the what is it raining? Is it hot? What is happening? So these weather patterns we're not experiencing back in the day. Like I said in the beginning, human activity is the major contributor to these disturbing weather patterns. Like I said, the environment in its natural state, it does have these different weather patterns, okay, but then due to our activities, they are now reached a higher extreme levels. For an example, the fact that we're having high temperatures now is because there's ozone depletion, which is being eaten away by these greenhouse gases. These greenhouse gases that are coming from human activities in our industries, we're emitting these greenhouse gases that therefore go into the atmosphere and eat away the ozone layer. So we are experiencing high temperatures. Now to say that a lot of percentages that go to human activities. I'm trying to answer your question now, because we have been the primary contributor to climate change. That's why now we have the drought, the flooding. It's because of our human activities here, the industrialization. I mean, industrialization plays a huge role. We have toxic emissions from our vehicles, urbanization, even our practices at home. They contribute to the emission. We have indoor pollution, which is contributing to air pollution, and still these volatile carbon organic compounds, they get into the atmosphere, they react with other pollutants, and then, you know, there are a lot of those impacts that are coming from what we're doing here on ground. So to answer your question, the extreme weather patterns, they mostly result from our human activities. I mean, that is why it's a global concern that each individual must actually try by all means to care for the environment, protect the environment, because like I said, we depend on this environmental resources. We depend on them. So to answer your question again, yes, a huge contributor, it's us, human activity.
Yes.
Thank you.
I think I've been answered, and it makes so much sense. So I think, yeah, this was such an eye-opening presentation, because you took us from individual level to community level and to global level. I think I love it. I love it. And I feel like you're right when you say let's try to tackle it at individual level first, then it will be a domino effect. Phatha sakho nawe, reduce, reuse, recycle. I mean, nawe. So yeah, let's all try to ayingafi ngawe. Yes, in short, ayingafi ngawe.
Yes.
So I don't know. I feel like I've learned so much from this. In fact, especially the fact that it starts at individual level first before it can go boom, 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 boom. So yeah, I don't know. Since there are no other questions on the comment section, and we are keeping our amazing lecturer here. Imagine she just came for us. Oh my, pooh. Oh, I don't know, no, no. I think, yeah, I'm well cooked. I'm well cooked. Do you want to say anything, summarize this thing up, or I don't know, before we say our goodbyes?
Well, I just want to thank you for the initiative. I mean, and also for you actually coming out and trying to sensitize the issue of environmental protection. Like I said, it's a responsibility of every citizen to try, wheresoever you are. I mean, like we said, all those things to try and reduce your carbon footprint, and making sure whatsoever activity you are doing, I mean, trying to limit the emissions of greenhouse gases. I hope it goes far. I hope maybe more people can also join in this venture of actually trying to sensitize. I mean, here, in education, we do look at the environment. I mean, our students are doing environmental aspects. So we do look into pollution and then how humans contribute, and then how actually can we try to minimize or to control. Some of this initiative maybe they speak so much on policy. Like I said, we do have existing policies and regulation that are speaking into the care of the environment, but now maybe we just need to enforce it more. You may even find that people are just not aware. They're not aware of how our activities are actually impacting the environment in a negative way. So I think maybe like this platform will reach out to a few individuals. I mean, it starts with you. I mean, one single individual. Like I said, you educate yourself, and then you educate others. If we can all be activists, whatsoever you are, there is a change. So the change starts with just an individual before it can actually go to the whole community. So I just want to applaud you for this initiative to speak about environmental awareness. Yinzaba yethu sonke, if I may put it. Yinzaba yethu sonke, and to encourage maybe the youth to join these initiatives or these organizations that are youth-led, even that are speaking to the environment, being activists. I mean, they're our future generations. That's what's Latin in our. I mean, but you know, if this environmental education can start maybe even in our primary schools, and I believe it's there. I believe it's there, maybe not greater context, but I just believe the introduction is being done from primary level until maybe you reach maybe your high school, and whatsoever higher institution that you may choose to go to, there must be the subject of environmental protection. Like I say, inzaba yethu song. So thank you so much, and I hope we are Kubega, I mean, to speak on it, sensitize on it. It does sit cool. Even as a country, it does sit cool. Thank you so much.
Love it. Love it, love it. I'm so sad that it's just a segment for just the month of April. But then, who said that it has to be something big or huge or any of the sort, right?
Okay.
So yeah, maybe just this month of April will just go a long way. Who knows? But then, thank you, our dearest lecturer, for coming out here to
You
lecture
are
on
welcome.
something. We don't deserve this. We
You
don't
are
deserve
welcome.
this. But thank you,
Yeah.
Chef. Thank you. Enjoy your day, and
Thank you
everybody.
so much. I still don't see you though.
It's fine. It's fine. You watch the recorded live. You watch it. Don't worry.
Oh,
Just
that is when you're going to show.
yes, yes.
Oh,
I know. I'm
okay.
100% sure that I'm going to show.
I
So yeah,
mean,
don't worry. Just watch the recorded live, and you're good to go. So
okay.
to everybody,
Thank you
thank you, thank
so much.
you.
Thank you so
Yes,
much, Elsie. Bye.
bye.